Wait, the music guy fuck up again?
No, this is just K Crush's theme.
Okay.
I was hoping for the AJ Styles theme.
We'll talk about that later.
Poorly mixed AJ Styles, or the poorly fucking mixed AJ Styles theme, yes. So, welcome to Wrassleboys.
Yes.
We got Allie sitting at the ones and twos.
Second take.
Second take, the first take got interrupted. I'm Mega Fighter. We also got Rocktan over here, who
Yes.
even after we had to do a second take, we still couldn't get rid of somehow.
Yes.
You will never get rid of me. I will always be here, haunting your nightmares.
The great Peacock pause continues with the July 3rd, 2002 NWA-TNA pay-per-view, our third pay-per-view, but we are not in the Asylum. We are in the Nashville Auditorium, so they're doing tapings in different locations, but still in the South.
I am going to just sidetrack us completely about this episode and talk a little bit about censorship. Apparently, one of the things that happens when the WWE switched to Peacock is, well, first of all, most of its archive went down, but apparently they're going back and editing things. And I don't usually like bringing up news, but this sort of relates to what are us and what we do.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, we're fucking three fucking Yankee-ass liberal coastal elites, or actually Rocktan's in Minnesota, so he's in the center.
He's in the center.
Unless that coast is like Lake Michigan or whatever.
Yeah, he's coastal to Lake Michigan. But we are all sorts of, like, as much as we make horrendously offensive jokes at times, we do genuinely try not to be, like, insensitive.
Well, that wasn't where I was going with that. I was saying that, like, we're classified as fairly sensitive people, but censorship's for cowards.
Censorship's for cowards. You had to, like, acknowledge the history.
You posted that. You made the shit that you're censoring. You chose this.
You bought this, okay, NBC? You bought this.
If you bought this not knowing about hot lesbian action and then fucking Mark Henry giving birth to a hand and Mr. McMahon dropping the N-bomb.
And the entirety of Chris Benoit.
He did all that. And the only thing that in hindsight might need to be censored is Chris Benoit, but I'm going to say, don't even fucking do that.
Don't do that. Don't be like WWE and desperately try to hide that shit.
Look, guys, you have the consequences of having this guy on your show. That's just life. Just like when you're watching a movie with the Twin Towers in it and they're not knocked down yet. You don't get rid of the Twin Towers just because they're knocked down now. That's an
iconic. That used to be an iconic American landmark, essentially.
And I'm not saying that Katie Vick was an iconic angle. It's trash, and it should never have happened in the first place.
It's trash, but they did it.
It happened, and you need to acknowledge it. Just put up a fucking disclaimer
that goes, "Hey, here's some weird shit that we thought was cool in 2002.
Here's some stuff that doesn't reflect the current landscape of society. Things were different in the 80s.
Yeah, and like half of the Rock's promos in the 90s and 2000s were just penis.
Just penises.
Him just talking about penises and like other stuff.
Him and Triple H just talked about dicks for like the entirety of the 90s, and everyone loved it.
Poontang pie.
But we can't just get rid of that.
I think it's like, it is trashy, but it was pretty much TV shows in the Jerry Springer era of like...
Yes.
That's what it was, exactly.
The fucking celebrity death match and just all this like crass, offensive, dog shit programming that today we could say, yeah, that was fucked up.
That was fucked up. I feel like that
it still exists,
Right? Acknowledge that history happened. Don't just whitewash and say, "Oh no, we always had 2020."
Oh, we were always family friendly. Don't use this in case Lena runs for Senate again. Well, too fucking bad. You had DX in blackface. You did it.
Oh my god! I just forgot. I forgot about that until you mentioned it.
Fucking Katie Vick is still a thing that happened.
Katie Vick.
And it's funny that Brian Zane, when he reviewed that, said WWE hasn't done anything worse since. Yeah, just within the past year.
Not for lack of trying.
You did Mama Benjamin.
Well, I mean, storyline-wise, yes, but I meant company-wise, they've done things worse.
Oh, company-wise, yeah, but storyline-wise...
You had John Cena call Randy Orton a gay man.
You had John Cena call Miz and Alex Riley a gay couple. Just as an insult.
Censorship is important sometimes, especially when it's a product that might get into the wrong hands. But if you did a thing and you have a service that archives all the things you did, that thing should fucking be there.
It needs to exist.
As far as I understand it, Disney has not whitewashed their history. They keep it, and
apart from like Song of the South, that's the only thing they've ever like not re-released.
That's like an entire sandwich of yikes.
But that's like an entire thing in and of itself, more than anything.
And we don't know the extent or how bad the censorship is going to be, but just like we're gonna continue reviewing 2002 when it comes back, but you better cut this shit out.
We have no idea what we're going to be dealing with when we actually get back to it.
If this gets to the point where we don't even see Chris Benoit once in 2002, we might drop WWE unless we can find other sources.
Yeah.
Because I'm not watching the Peacock version. God.
Just get that bleached underpants shit out of here. Anyway,
I do understand that. As I understand, I think McMahon is overseeing it, so he has some leeway to maybe fight for some of it. But yeah,
remember when I called John Cena?
The biggest problem is like this is being edited to whatever MPC/Peacock standards is, and we don't we don't know what that means. Like
all you need is like standards? All you need to do is get some fucking intern, Johnny what's-his-face. Have him open fucking like, I don't know, Adobe Premiere and just put up a really shitty like just little warning at the front of just like, hey, this is suited for mature audiences. There may be some things you were uncomfortable with, but you know, it was the time.
Viewer discretion is advised.
And just go with that. You can't unmurder Chris Benoit's family, okay? You can't. So just fucking live. Just fucking do it.
Fucking live with it. TNA. Let's just bring it back to what we're talking about. TNA.
This episode of TNA is very yikes.
But they still have it on Impact Plus.
So full of yikes.
The whole thing. We saw the whole thing.
The whole thing.
And this, even though I watched the first episode with them, this feels like I've my first real exposure to how yikes this show is.
Yeah, it turns out TNA in 2002 is dog shit.
It is dog shit in a hat.
Awful.
Like, I got excited for like a little bit, and then last week happened, and I was like, oh, that was bad. I hope the rest isn't like that. And then we got to this week, and it was like, oh no, what have we done?
The rest is like that.
What the fuck did we do?
I'm excited for how shit this is. What have we gotten ourselves
into?
So I'm a lunatic.
Lots of pyro.
So yeah, the episode starts with like WWE levels of pyro,
because like it's Independence Day, or it's just the July 3rd.
It's the eve of Independence Day, and that's half our budget, folks.
Fucking explosions!
At least the place is ventilated enough that like the smoke cleared out.
Yeah.
You know what would be funny is after they do the pyro and then they can't afford to do the rest of the show. Well, good night, folks.
Just spend an entire wrestler's pay on pyro.
The power goes on.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Or like they have to wrestle, but like I was like, okay, we couldn't get Jeff Jarrett this week, so here's Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett.
And like just a Latino guy comes out with Jeff Jarrett's gear and goes, "How do you like me now?" And it's like, this isn't Jeff Jarrett. I don't
Snap nuts.
What is happening?
El slap nuts.
Snap nuts.
Like, oh man, we really should have just kept Jeff Jarrett.
We really shouldn't have spent this much money on pyro.
Yeah. Can I go now?
We are, of course, introduced to our commentary team with Don West and his James Mitchell cosplay.
Yeah, John West stole James Mitchell's like dark red pinstripe suit with a red tie and a black shirt. It's just like, welcome to NWA-TNA. I'm the devil.
We got Ed Ferrara in his fucking fuzzy scarf.
Yes.
It makes me think of just like one of those guys who just like lives in Southern California and like they went on a journey.
Or like orange shirt, the fuzzy scarf, and you noted that his hairline is receding right where his dreads start.
Yeah, like here's one of the downsides to like if you have a ponytail. If your ponytail's too tight or your dreads are too tight, it'll start ripping the hair out of your fucking scalp.
Oh wow.
Yeah, just keep it loosey goosey, or wear it in a bun. It's not
So
that
the
bad.
TNA theme sounded similar to me to Beethoven's Ode to Joy a little bit. And the first sign I noticed, this is one of the first shows I think we actually were able to see some signs.
The signs started getting a little better.
I would describe it as like it starts as like a guitar cover of like a Beethoven song, and then it just switches to like the main menu music for a Fire Pro game on the PS1.
Yes.
Yeah, the first sign I noticed was Austin 316 says you want your fries with that. So I guess that means they're trying to say that Stone Cold is going to be a... Do they think that like TNA is just going to dominate and then Austin is going to be working?
All right, we've been doing this for...
Joint?
We've been doing this for 2 weeks. WWE's fucking going down, man.
French fries.
They're fucked.
To some bitches.
They're fucked.
French fries. Milkshake. I'm a torture man.
Big Mac sauce. McFlurry. McNuggets. What?
I don't have a watch.
McRib.
McGriddle.
No, we don't have that right now.
What? Szechuan sauce isn't here. What?
And we are also joined by NWA President Jim Miller,
or as they title him as, Jim Wilson.
the man whose face is darker than the rest of his head.
It's like it's like you know at those fairs where like you stick your head through and on the other side is like a horse or something?
Yes.
It's like he did that, and then like someone just fired a cartoon ray gun at his head, and like just has leaved like this dark mark on his fucking face.
Yeah.
What it seemed to me is like, yeah, large parts of his face were dry or cracked. It's like, I would describe it as like a snake shedding its skin a little bit.
I will soon become a paler NWA President Jim
But
Miller.
not getting all the way done.
He was not here for the first year.
I have described him as like a Nintendo 64 pallbearer.
Yes. Yes.
Where it looks like his face has just been like digitally put on.
Yes.
It's like Paul Bearer got to put all of his makeup on that day.
But yeah, so Jim Miller wasn't at the first two shows.
He's got a bowling trophy.
A bowling trophy. That's wonderful. He wasn't at the first two shows because he was doing a tour in Japan, and he saw this wrestler in Japan that he wants to get at, like, who he thinks is deserving of an NWA World Title shot. That being Takao Mori. who from our research just seems to be just like an All Japan guy.
He's like an All Japan mid-carder. He won the belt once, but like so did Sheamus and and so did fucking wait, I think Vladimir Klazov like competed for the title. I don't think he won it.
He probably didn't win it.
Oh, Jack Swagger. Just
oh no.
You did note though that he was the inaugural, or was he the last?
He was the inaugural champion.
He was the inaugural gay world anal champion of DDT
He is
Pro.
the DDT Pro gay world anal champion.
Why?
We don't know what it
This is a real belt.
We don't know what it.
Oh my
what it
god!
Means.
They
We just know it exists.
it was around for like 3 years, and then it got combined with the DDT Pro Heavyweight Champion.
Or was the Extreme Division Champion?
Extreme Division Champion, but deep down you know that you're still the gay world anal champion if you have that belt. We will get to DDT Pro at some point. I want to show you guys that.
Yeah, that sounds like it'll be fun.
It's just wrestling, but stupid, and it's like the good kind of stupid.
Good kind of stupid. So do we have anything after that, or is it just straight into the tag match?
James Storm and Chris Harris are a tag team now.
Yes,
they were just.
We are not quite yet America's Most Wanted team.
I never thought that America's Most Wanted would be formed by two homophobes just not wanting to compete that night, and then just randomly asking these two guys in the back if they want to fucking wrestle in their fucking jeans. It's like, and ladies and gentlemen, that is the multiple-time TNA Tag Team Champions.
Future multiple-time TNA Tag Team Champions, the America's Most Wanted.
Yes.
Facing off against Wrestling Man Dicks.
James Storm charges in to the, like, he charges down the ramp with Chris Harris in tow, and he just pulls out some guns.
I don't know if they're full-on cap guns or something, but
well, here's the thing about guns. They passed a law making it so you have to, like, color them wrong so they're, like, very indicated as toy guns.
Yeah, like orange tip.
But back in the day, you could just bring those wherever the fuck you want, and just imagine James Storm firing realistic-looking cap guns in the fucking arena.
Oh my god.
Just fucking people running for the fucking hills.
Yeah, they are teaming up against.
Wait, where are you going? Where are you going? I gotta yeehaw these penises.
Yeah, like just imagine if people really bought into to this show being real, and suddenly he pulls these out. Everybody's like, he's got a gun.
Yeah,
it's like, welcome Tennessee. I got a gun.
Then you gotta contend with the fact that a pair of dicks just stepped down the ramp.
A pair of dicks with Mortimer Plumtree, who looks like Brian Zane's dad, just like waxing philosophical about like a reckoning and, you know, my name is vengeance and all this shit, while two human anthropomorphic penis people walked behind him. I am the Alpha and the Omega.
I watched the first episode with these guys, and when I saw the Johnsons, I laughed my ass off. I guess my immaturity got the better of me.
It's so stupid. And what's the sad part
I personally think they look like they're wrestling in giant condom suits.
You know what's the saddest part about this whole affair? Besides James Storm's firing a gun in a public arena and two wrestling penises? The wrestling penises are actually pretty talented wrestlers.
Not a bad power team at all.
They were an NWA Tag Team Champion.
They had to be stripped of those titles before coming to this show
as penises,
and then they got put into dick suits.
Yes,
that's exactly what I was thinking. Like,
what the fuck?
Guys seem like good power wrestlers, just hampered by a shitty gimmick.
I would have kept them just as the Shane Twins and had them just like run roughshod over other teams. Build them up as like an unstoppable heel tag team. Like, I know they're not like the most like I saw them as the Gemini. They're not the like best looking dudes, but they can go.
Why not just use them?
Why not just use them? As far as the match goes, this is pretty good.
Yeah, just the penises. They did a good job.
Penises did a good job. But they still lost out to James Storm and Chris Harris.
Yeah, it's a little 4-man tournament they're doing.
Yeah, they're doing like a one-night tournament for the tag titles.
I believe Harris and Storm win, and then the Dicks are fed up with.
They're pissed at Mortimer Plumtree after one loss, but to be fair, they're wrestling dicks. So
what if it was Mortimer Plumtree's idea?
I think it was.
Now get me here. You two are dicks.
I noticed a guy in the crowd had a sign, but he had it flipped up. He had it flipped. No, I don't know what it was written on it because he had it upside down. I thought that was funny.
But yeah, they storm off on Mortimer Plumtree, hopefully to become the Shane twins or just to fuck off from this company entirely.
Yeah,
both are valid options for them. They show the cage dancers, and they actually they have like a little thing going across the bottom of the screen showing.
Yeah,
like,
they got the dancers, they got the visual novel music, and they got the and they got tour dates.
Yeah, they got tour dates for the live events. I like that.
Out comes Scott Hall in a elementary school shirt
for Geneva Elementary School
in Washington. I do not understand the significance of this shirt.
And where Cody goes to school?
Yeah, I immediately thought, why is Hall wearing a white wife beater? Oh. And then my second thought when I saw the elementary school is his elementary school is not.
Where's he from?
It's either part of or not part of the Geneva Convention.
He was born in Maryland and he lives in Duluth, Georgia. That's not Washington.
Again, maybe he lived in Washington at the time, and his son went to Geneva.
Maybe. So Scott Hall's about to talk.
Cody would have been like 11 at this point. So
Scott Hall's about to talk. Jeff Jarrett comes out and goes, "Hey, yo, my ass!" And they start talking shit to each other until NWA President Human Egg comes out.
Why is Hall still saying Chico when that was something more that fit his Razor character?
I'm white, Chico. I'm a white man.
Hey, yo, I still do whatever I want because fuck you, Chico.
Yeah. Hombre.
Anyway, so yeah, this is mostly just them jawing at each other. I forgot Jim Miller had actually announced Scott Hall, so when he showed up to yell at like Jeff Jarrett, I thought he just kind of teleported there.
I'm here. I rolled to the scene as fast as I could. Surprise attack by K-Crush.
Surprise attack by K-Crush.
And then the lights dim.
The lights dim.
And
yes,
nothing happens. The lights just dimmed.
It just flickered when he went for the Razor's Edge, and then made me think, is someone else going to come out? Nope, just production botch.
You think it was going to be Brian Christopher coming out, but no.
Anyway, the lights fuck up and we go to the back, and I think it's Chris Harris. Chris Harris has gotten the shit beaten out of him.
He got fucked up. And like I think James Storm was also like holding his nose a bit, bleeding.
I made the joke that we immediately cut to Chris Harris, who'd been covered in Caro syrup.
Oh. I got all this candy. I got all this candy syrup on me. And
this is when I spotted
James, go grab your guns.
And this is when I spotted the sign that Mega Fighter also spotted of Judy the real Bagwell.
Judy the real Bagwell.
Anyway, some music starts playing after that segment, and it's just goes and I thought it was really fucking crazy. Abyss, and no, it's Monty Brown.
Yeah, it's very weird to have Monty Brown coming out to what would later become Abyss's music.
Yeah. It's crazy, but you know what? I'm also excited because it's Monty Brown. He kills Anthony Ingram. That's the next match.
Yeah, he kills Anthony Ingram while looking like a. He looks like if you did a fusion dance between two Elijah Burks. Because he's got the dreads.
Yeah,
the only thing that kind of sucks is he's not using the pounce yet. He instead uses a power bomb as a finisher, which is fine.
It's not a bad like finish either. It's a pretty good power bomb, the alpha bomb. But man, I want the pounce.
Pounce. I love the pounce because it just turns into a car accident. Like just he whips you one way and then runs the ropes the other way and just collides into you and you just fucking fly off.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, that was a quick and dirty little squash. Followed by going backstage to Puppet, the psycho dwarf, who starts screaming, "A midget wants to talk!"
Oh yeah, also Jim Miller has gone missing in the meantime. And one of the first things Goldilocks asks is, "Can we check the shower?" I don't.
Oh no!
What's he doing in the shower? What? Why is that the first thing you think of?
Getting whatever the hell's on his face off.
I'm a nasty boy.
Yeah, Puppet is here screaming.
They go to the shower and somehow Undertaker is there.
Hold on! A midget wants to talk.
He's pissed about the fact that like they had a midget match.
I'm not booked.
It's because he wasn't booked for the first midget match, and he starts screaming about how he's gonna kill all these midgets.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Vern Troyer. I'm coming for you.
Gary Coleman and Vern Troyer.
What's that other kid that was also a little person in another sitcom in the 80s?
Oh fuck. Great question.
Gary Coleman?
Webster?
Emmanuel Lewis.
Emmanuel Lewis.
It was Emmanuel something, because it's like...
Well,
I know
it was Gary Coleman. Gary Coleman?
Gary Coleman, yeah. So we're talking about Webster.
Oh, okay. I think you're talking about, Emmanuel. I think he was also...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be Emmanuel Lewis.
Emmanuel
Webster.
Yeah! Fuck you up, Peter Dinklage.
You're going down, Peter Dinklage. I'm coming for you, Vern Troyer. Look out, Gary Oldman on his knees.
God damn it.
Tiptoes was a movie.
Y'all, if you've never heard of Tiptoes, it's
a romantic comedy where the main lead is a normal man, but his entire family are little people, including Gary Oldman, who's just on his knees the whole time.
Usually standing next to Peter Dinklage, an actual little
Peter Dinklage, a person with dwarfism. And I'm just imagining Peter Dinklage like, this guy thinks he's hot shit. Fucking
Gary Oldman, motherfucker. If you ever want to check it out just for the sheer weirdness of it, I'd recommend.
Don West talks about how he hates this upcoming match because it's the Rainbow Express and he has to lament of the gay. Buff Bagwell is in the back. He announces he's got a tag team partner, and it's Apollo, the guy we saw last week with the fake Santana theme.
Yes.
And I'd say we hate this match for the gay, but not so much because it's gay. It's because it's forced gay.
It is so awful.
I was gonna say I like Apollo.
I like Apollo.
He's got a good look to him. I like him being just like a big, buff Latino guy who just fucks people up. I like his finisher.
He's solid in the ring.
Which is like a spinning F5 cutter, which I like.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have to say this particular match featuring the Rainbow Express didn't offend me as much as as the one that happened later.
But yeah, not Carlos Santana comes out with, or that starts playing, and Buff Bagwell's got his hat.
Buff Bagwell's crab walking. Buff Bagwell's crab walking.
Oh yeah, he starts crab walking. I forgot about that.
The Rainbow Express do way more gay type stuff than Billy and Chuck ever did.
Billy and Chuck look fucking straight in comparison to the Rainbow Express.
Even though Don West was overreacting the whole time and like went, give me a break when they hugged.
So gay.
When they hugged.
The hug did not bother me. It's when they started doing like one holds his hand out to kiss it for tags, which, by the way, how does that count?
How does that count as a tag?
I do remember that like there was a rest hold where not Lenny, Bruce, I think his name's Bruce, started started dry humping. It's like started dry humping like Buff Bagwell or Apollo.
Remember when like they had like a wrestler on the ropes or something, and they do like a leapfrog splash thing that made it look like they were simulating butt sex on their opponent?
There was also a point when they did talk to the hand type gesture. Then there was a point where one of them crawled very slowly to a cover.
That's
like
the
that
shit that really
crawl.
bothers me about the Rainbow Express, because it's so fucking stereotypical and like sexually charged, and it's like, oh my god.
Well, and they think that's heat, so.
And these are another team that seem like good wrestlers held back, but once again, a horrible gimmick.
Oh yeah.
I don't know anything about the real Lenny Lane, but I do remember him in my wrestling simulator being like one of my top guys, just because he was always there, and he's not bad.
Alicia Webb at one point comes out during the proceedings to take money from Ed Ferrara at this point.
Yes.
And pulling out like a little black book of names right in. I don't get this gimmick, and sadly it'll never. God, I wish. We'd be rid of Ed Ferrara then. But like this never gets explained. This never gets followed up on. I know that much, and I just don't understand why she needs the money.
I wrote just don't diddle her, Ed Ferrara.
Yeah.
Though a note I wrote is I can't get over the silver tips holding Ed's dreads on his hair.
Yeah, he's got metal pins to hold his dreads, and it's like ripping his hair out. The camera decides, fuck this match, and just shows the crowd for a while. Don West is bitching the whole time.
Yep.
And Buff Bagwell loses because he's a dumb shit. Every time he would like Irish whip someone or do like a move where like, you know, he punches you or gives you a body slam, he would just turn to the crowd and go, yeah, Buff Bagwell, yeah. And then like someone will just come up behind and hit him. And that happened like 4 fucking times.
He's a dumb fuck. But yeah, so eventually Apollo and Buff lose. They were in the tournament as well, so the Rainbow Express also advance. And
that is not a good tag team division.
And then after this match is over, suddenly I think
Buff Bagwell starts
Mike
talking
Tenay
to himself, and Mike Tenay's just like, well, why is he talking to himself? Someone get up there and give him a mic. And like Ed Ferrara gets up, gives him the mic, and just goes, I'm Marcus now. My name's Marcus. No one gives a shit.
Buff.
No one ever liked me. They don't give a fuck about Buff. They don't give a shit about my broken neck.
I want to talk about that. He brings up that no one cared after he came back from like a neck injury. But it's like, I know from just reading WCW history books, no one cared when you came back from your neck injury because you turned heel immediately on the show you came back on.
And then I was beaten by 2 gay guys.
And it's like,
I'm Marcus forever. Fuck this place. Here's my hat, Ed Ferrara. Don't put it on. I quit.
Yeah, he just quits. And then I think he actually gets like suspended and fired later on. So
yes.
Great. This was useless.
Why did that happen?
Bagwell's debut match, and he's quitting the company. One of the worst, most confusing things I've ever seen.
I don't think this was his debut match. He might have been in the Battle Royal. Yeah, he was in the Battle Royal.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It
is his debut. It might as well be. It's his debut singles match then, at least.
See, singles match, yes, but I get what you mean. It's his debut non-Battle Royal match. It's his shoot, bro. He's He's being real now.
He's shooting from the hip. He's not.
Bro.
He's done with this gay stuff, and he thinks wrestling's dumb because people who like wrestling are dumb, bro. Sorry, I don't like Vince Russo.
That's why I was doing my Vince Russo.
As I understand it, he wasn't writing for the company just yet, but he does come in.
He was probably writing for the company at this point. Let's not.
Ken Shamrock shows up with shoes.
Ken Shamrock shows up with actual shoes, stating the quote of the night. I'm kind of confused as to what's going on here.
Yes.
You and me both, Ken.
Yeah, I made the joke. Ken Shamrock is also confused by Buff's random decision to leave.
Yeah, I don't get that. What the fuck was with that? James Mitchell comes out in a black suit. And I'm just Don West stole my suit.
Like Ken Shamrock was shooting on how, well, not shooting, but he was talking like, "Oh, Monty Brown wants a shot at my title. Yeah, bring it on, Bonnie. I'll kick your ass." And then it's
by the way, I think it's during Ken Shamrock's promo that the crowd starts doing what chants, and I'm like, why?
No, they started doing what chants with Buff Bagwell.
Oh, it was Buff, okay.
Bug Bathwell.
And I'm just like thinking, why are you doing that here? As annoying as they were in WWF or E, at least they made more sense there, because you had, like, Stone Cold's not even part of this company in any sense.
Lights go out, and Malice shows up, and he like shunned Goku Satsu Ken Shamrock or something, because we don't see what he does, but now it's implied he has a really broken neck.
I will say I did like that Ken Shamrock actually kind of changed like the pacing and diction of his promo after the what chant, so it's just like he just kept going in the sentence and didn't let them speak again.
Yeah,
that was nice. But yeah, so Ken Shamrock now has a bit of a bad neck. And now there's like questions like, can he make it to his main event match tonight, or his title match tonight against Malice? You know, set it up.
Yeah.
Build it
up. Puppet's back. I think Puppet's coming out now.
Puppet's that? Oh, shit, yeah.
There's midget scare me sign.
Oh, I just noticed. I have a note here, and I'm not sure why, that says Bill Behrens doesn't have an office.
Oh, yeah. Like, they're cutting a promo in the back. Or, like, they're cutting a promo in the back, and for some reason, Bill Behrens is just on a phone.
But he's yelling at everyone.
And he's yelling at everyone to shut up, because he's on the phone, but it's just like, you're in, like, the storage area.
Like, go to your office. Do you not have an office?
A midget wants to talk, and he's mad that the other wrestlers were doing the flippy dippy
because he's a hardcore midget.
Because he's a hardcore midget, and he wants to fight someone right now. And then out comes just some guy.
Todd Stone, who I put down, looks like a CAW of an X Division wrestler with the height sliders turned all the way down.
He's like if, like, you made Lance Storm and then just turned all the sliders down.
Except you also up the butt slider.
Well, you always up the butt slider.
True.
He comes out and then just starts getting hit with weapons like a kendo stick and a chair and a trash can.
And this match is nowhere near as good as the last midget match we watched.
He just gets beaten up, and then Puppet wins with like a kind of weird botched stunner where like it looks like he's going to do like an attitude adjustment, and then he just sort of like drops them onto their feet, and then their head hits the trash can. And it sucked.
This match was not good.
Don West celebrates by announcing, give me a high five, little man. And then just Puppet walks up and beats Don West with a cane.
That was really
bailing on him with the Singapore cane, and me and Allie laugh our asses off.
I want to find a gif of that.
So I want to make a note about something. The word midget is considered highly offensive to people with dwarfism. So
yeah, fucking midgets, I hate them.
apologies to all the little people watching.
I'm using the word when he says it.
Right. This is what TNA is calling it. They're calling it midget wrestling. In the US, such terms as little people, LP, person of short stature, or person with dwarfism are all acceptable.
I'm sorry, when I think of LP, I think of Linkin Park.
Or Let's Play, or long play.
You refer to me as Linkin Park from now on, okay?
But yeah, if you're wondering why we keep saying midget, it's because it's kind of just the phrasing that they're using. And
Mike Shinoda.
The term dwarf is also accepted by most people with dwarfism. In other countries, people of restricted growth and short statured seem to be acceptable.
People of restricted growth seems like you're really stretching.
That seems like a mouthful.
That's a mouthful.
And I wanted to say that I am not against dwarves becoming wrestlers if they really.
Why are you having this tangent? Why?
If they hang on, let me go in it. I am not against dwarves becoming wrestlers if that's what they really want to do. At the same time, having them wrestle to me calls back to the more carnival show attraction side of old school pro wrestling, and it feels kind of problematic to me for that reason.
Okay.
I'm not saying they can't do if that's what they want to do. It's just that's what it makes me feel.
I can see the argument there, but still, honestly, my feeling is this match was nowhere near as entertaining as the first one we had.
Last week's match was better, or like the week before that.
Yeah, the first pay per view had a way better display of little people wrestling than this.
I remember a little people wrestling like a little wrestling league came to town one time, and I got to see him for my birthday, and it was great. Yeah. They were all smoking and doing skateboard shit outside, and I just watched because it was like, fuck yeah, these guys are cool.
We have some sort of recap going on.
It's a long recap of the Lingerie Pajama Battle Royale.
Oh, that's why I wrote, holy hell, this recap.
Yes, and I had not seen this, so the replay they showed made no sense for them to call this the Lingerie Battle Royale when they're all wearing like hospital gowns or pajamas,
like prison pajamas. Yeah,
watch the product anyway.
At least I'm not saying WWF is better for having it, but at least when they did it, even if it was just titillation and playing to the male audience, they actually wore lingerie. The fuck?
Where were we? Francine comes out, and we get the URL foreverfrancine.com. That goes
not redirect.
That goes fucking nowhere. She's facing
Francine
Miss TNA Taylor Vaughn.
Taylor Vaughn, yes.
Francine is wearing an outfit that reminds me of the poster of Rita Hayworth from the character of Andy Dufresne had in the Shawshank Redemption.
Meanwhile, I was like, she kind of looks like Halle Berry in the Flintstones movie.
Yes, which I laughed at. I love that.
So yeah, this match has a time of 0 seconds because it's just both of them whip each other with a belt for like a few minutes or like for a few seconds, and then there's a DQ, and then Ed Ferrara comes out to help out Francine, who was the second person on the receiving end of the belt whipping. So she wins the match. He raises her hand, and then she like takes his hand and like lowers it right onto her boob. Like there's no
touch my boob. Oh my god, you touch my boob.
Slap. And I'm just like, I hate this. Why did you make Ed Ferrara grope you, Francine?
And yeah, she forced his hand on there. And then she slapped, and then she has like the nerve to slap it away. You put it there.
You damn pinko feminazi.
Like, I'm sorry. This feels like it should have been like Ed forced himself onto her and then got rightfully slapped. But instead, it's more like she put his hand on her tit and then got offended. It's so bad.
It really does feel like it's written specifically that way just to make her look like she's the bitch.
And I don't like that either. And this goes back to what I think I said on like the last pay-per-view. If you're not gonna do anything like worthwhile with your women's league or your women's division, don't have it. Don't have women wrestling if this is all you're going to do with them.
We'd rather have no women wrestling than just a joke for a women's wrestling division. Right?
And so after...
And if you're going to have women's wrestling, it better be fucking good.
You got fucking like young Mickey James and Daphne on your fucking.
You have at least enough wrestlers to have a match.
Have a match, and if you don't really want to put like serious effort into, just to make them managers and valets if you need to, but just try
something else. We got Hermie Sadler, who's still here.
Francine lost, right? Francine lost the match, right?
Yeah. Wait, no one. She won the match by DQ.
Okay, but she was all like leaving in a huff because for some reason it made me laugh really hard that she put like Borash is standing on the ramp and trying to make an announcement. He just pushes past her and he like gets cut off in the middle of the announcement for nothing. That made me laugh.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
So Hermie Sadler comes out, but Krush doesn't want any no damn NASCAR. Get the fuck out. I agree. Get your NASCAR out of here, asshole. I don't care if you're in Nashville or whatever. Just go. Get out, Hermie Sadler.
Yeah, I am agreeing with Ron.
Go back to the Winston Cup.
I do not give a shit about these NASCAR people. I'm here for the wrestling. God damn it!
Yeah,
I'm a Wrassleboy.
We got Malice versus Ken Shamrock.
I'm not a racist man. I'm a Wrassleboy.
He's a Wrassleboy.
Yeah, Ken Shamrock versus Malice.
This is just Malice working Ken Shamrock's neck until he gets suplexed, and then Ken Shamrock wins.
He does like try to climb up the top as part of a neck working spot, but he keeps stumbling his feet trying to get on the rope, and I'm just like, man, Malice, you are too tall for top rope spots.
I was also gonna say, it's kind of a wrestling thing. If it doesn't work the second time, give it up. Just don't do it. Because everyone's like, why does he keep trying this one thing? Why isn't the other guy broken out already?
So I was asking the guys, how do they spell Malice? And they said it's spelled exactly like the word. But for some reason to me, I thought his name should be spelled Malus just to give it some uniqueness.
That seems more like a WWE thing.
I was going to say, that seems like a Star Wars thing. It's Darth Malice.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Darth Malice.
Well, that's Darth Malik. But I feel like there is somebody who's like Malice spelled with a U like that.
So, yeah, Shamrock wins, and they're like, "Oh my god, he's so tough."
The count was weirdly fast though. It was like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Mega Fighter saying it seemed like he got screwed out of that there because it did seem like a fast count, and yeah, from what I remember, it was. It did seem like a fast count.
So that happened, and then
they didn't mention that.
We have our X Division Championship defense with our extremely deserved challenger, David Young.
Why are all the losers in the X Division?
David Young lost to Apollo. Apollo beat the shit out of him, and he's facing AJ Styles.
Who also lost to Jimmy Yang.
Who lost to Jimmy Yang, even though he did win that pretty sick Fatal 4-Way, but... Or that...
weren't there a couple other things that happened before this? Like a thing with R-Truth?
No, well, we talked about Ron Killings. We talked about how we agree that we don't want Hermie Sadler
We don't want no damn NASCAR.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to say that looking at R-Truth...
Get that NASCAR out of here.
R-Truth's face shirt. That's right.
R-Truth with his shirt of his face on it. And he's like, he's got pursed lips, and he's like...
Well, what I wanted to say was looking at R-Truth's dreads made me realize...
They're more braids than dreads.
My problems with Ed Ferrara's dreads was why I had such a
hey, hold on. When it comes to ethnic hair, R-Truth has braids.
R-Truth has braids.
Ed Ferrara has dreads, and they look terrible.
Because he's a white
guy. He got dreads advice from that one guy from that one obscure metal band I'm thinking of. Fuck, what's their name?
Shadows Fall?
No, not Shadows Fall. They're like European.
You're barking up the wrong tree here, man. I don't know shit about metal.
I've noticed.
I'm drawing blanks here. I'm just busy contemplating because not only like,
but yeah, I just looking at Ed Ferrara's dreads made me realize why I had such a problem with it. White people just don't look good with dreads, and I know that sounds racist, but it's true.
No, that's not even racist. That's just actual fact, provable fact.
White he got his dread advice from the lead singer of Amorphous.
Oh yeah, you were trying to think of that band earlier, weren't you?
Kind of.
Yeah. But yeah, so this match is I don't know. David Young's not horrible, as it turns out.
Yeah. One of the things I did like about that match with Malice is I did like the whole thing where he was abusing the refs 5 counts to do as much damage with illegal holds and holding the ropes during submissions. I like when wrestlers do that as like a heel thing. I like that though. That's one of the things I did like about it. This was a really good match. This was easily the best match of the show. The X Division is the best thing they have. And yeah, cool spot where David sort of fell into a Hurricanrana.
David Young wasn't bad. It's just his gimmick is stupid. The gimmick is he's pussy whipped by his girlfriend Bobcat, and like he has to hold her purse and stuff.
Yeah,
that was funny to see him holding a tiny purse, though.
Yeah,
she's spending the entire match on her cell phone, and at one point
she's like calling her mom, and like she's trying to get on the camera because her mom can see her, even though you don't even know if your mom got the pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, "Hi, see me on the TV?" It's like, no, I didn't buy the pay-per-view.
AJ Styles' theme, I would like to make a correction. It's kind of like a knockoff of Born in the USA.
Yes, it is.
I was born and raised in the USA.
Born in the power plant.
I was born in the power plant. I was there when I was 16 years old. I was trained by that guy with a thick neck.
It was kind of like a weird mix of like Born in the USA and In a Big Country.
Remember when Dave Young just screamed "My birthday"?
We still aren't sure what the hell he screamed, but it sounded like "My birthday."
It's my birthday. You have to let me win.
It's not actually his birthday, but it just sounded so much like my birthday.
I remember like someone called a spinebuster a finishing hold, and I thought that was funny.
Oh yeah, because David Young's finishing hold. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
finish is a spinebuster. It's not great. All right,
it's like a snap spinebuster. It's okay. He tries a diving Hurricanrana on AJ, who catches him and puts him into like a middle rope Styles clash.
Yeah,
which was pretty
really
fucking awesome. Even though I've seen that spot, but whatever. Still fucking awesome. My birthday.
My birthday.
Bobcat starts celebrating, even though like David Young lost, and she's like, "Woo, yeah, go me!" And she starts dancing in the ring and up the ramp, and then AJ Styles just shoves her out the fucking way. Move it.
I was offended by there was a guy that was wearing an OK shirt, but there was a guy in front of him at one point, and he had a big beard. There was a guy in front of him who yawned during the match. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. This is the best thing in the show.
Okay.
Look, yawn just means he had a mouth fart or whatever we discussed. It was like his brain got too hot.
Goldilocks interviews the Rainbow Express, and Joel Gertner will re-emphasize that he is straight. I'm straight.
He's so straight, he's going to sexually assault Goldilocks.
Yeah, he kisses Goldilocks, and it's weird, and Rainbow Express are like, ew, straight.
Why is a straight guy managing a gay tag team? What is this shit?
Because he's Joel Gertner. And he's
straight. Joel Gertner, and he doesn't see sexuality. I don't know.
He doesn't like a dick in his mouth.
To compare this to Billy and Chuck. At least with them, Rico was...
I believe Rico's Metro.
Yeah, at least he fit the flamboyance of the whole thing.
You saw that fucking vinyl suit he wore for Backlash? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, now they have like a mystery opponent for their
yeah. Some shit happens and Jerry Lynn doesn't have a partner. So Jerry Lynn
I must have forgotten or didn't know that Jerry Lynn was from my hometown of Minnesota, so I guess that means I'm obligated to cheer for him.
I mean, I cheer for Jerry Lynn no matter what.
Jerry Lynn announces that he has a new tag team partner, and then the same music plays again, and out comes AJ Styles. Just after he finished wrestling, he's back.
He's back. AJ Styles fucking takes MVP by working 2 matches in a row
and doing a lot in both of them. He did get a break, but he still wrestled in both matches. And it's like you'd get a complaint in a booking game if you book someone twice. Just like, he feels like he was used too much, and just AJ's like, oh, give me this shit.
Let me find. I'll win 2 belts.
Phenomena. So
fucking Styles AJ and Lynn, 2 belts over here.
Styles and Lynn versus Lenny and Bruce. There are headbutts to the penis.
Headbutts to the penis. All sorts of like.
Jerry Lynn forced one guy to headbutt the other guy's penis. Yes,
to make it look like they were simulating oral sex. Do you get it?
Oh, blowjob, gay community.
The
gay community.
The thing that drove me up the wall was they did a spot where Lynn escaped a sunset roll-up, ended up in a stand-up position, and ended up in that like stand-up position you see after that kind of spot where their crotch is semi-level with the guy's head, and usually that nothing happens from that.
Well, sometimes they'll turn into a pin,
right? But like usually
Rikishi will fucking sit on you.
Usually something standard will happen. But what ends up happening is the guy under Jerry starts jerking upward towards Jerry's junk. And that's where I'm going. I'm totally with you guys. I hate this gimmick.
Well, my problem is it sort of pushes that stereotype that being gay means you're a sex pest. And that only like sex weirdos are gay, and it's just not like like there's gay wrestlers now, or at least bi wrestlers, and usually they don't really like even fucking Sonny Kiss, who's like a what they're called? What are they called?
An exotico.
Like he's an exotico, and he still doesn't get too weird with people when he wrestles. You know, he looks like he's just trying to wrestle you, which is fine.
Congratulations on the degree.
Congratulations on the degree. Nice ass. Anyway. Where were we? Yeah, AJ gets a break. Then he's tagged in. Eventually, the fight spills to the outside, but like AJ gets in and hits a very slightly missed spiral tap for the win. But, you know, you do a fucking spiral tap.
The
Express one at one point did the breakdown / stroke, and I imagine Jeff Jarrett seeing them is backstage thinking, they stole my gimmick! You started a war, boys!
Get him out of here!
You're both fired.
So, AJ's double champion. He's tag and X Division champion.
AJ 2 belts, motherfucker.
Yeah.
This is recognition. This feels like recognition of them realizing who the best talent on their roster is, that AJ only been wrestling for them 3 weeks and he's already double champ.
Yeah, though I do say I like Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn. I never got to pay attention to Jerry Lynn before this. He's good. He's pretty good.
The tag match, second best match of the show, held back by you know what.
Now something's happened in the back. The NWA president's been found. This human egg has been like tied up on the ground, and he got painted on, and he's
his shirt is like painted "FU" on his belly.
Yeah. And I came up with a joke as they were freeing him of him just getting angry, like, "Hey, I didn't say the safe word."
NWA President Jim Miller is into some kinky shit.
I didn't say the safe word yet. Put that handcuff back on, motherfucker. So, tag teams. Tag
match. You
know what's a good time for like a tag team tournament?
Tag teams.
A tag team main event that isn't part of the tournament.
Tag team.
We got Jarrett and K Krush versus Scott Hall and Brian Christopher.
You know,
we couldn't get X-Pac.
Throughout this show, I was seeing some signs that didn't make any sense, and I'm just like going, "Man, these fans just have full of oddball signs." I don't know what was going on with their fans and the way they wrote their signs.
I barely paid attention to this match, to be honest. I do know they brawl to the outside, and Scott Hall gets in one of the stripper cages.
And I started demanding they play the cage dancing music.
Why did Jarrett come out wearing a blue singlet with a red stripe? It would look weird.
He took it off as soon as the match started.
I don't know why he had that.
Hall stole my weed. That's a sign I spotted.
Yes.
Brian Christopher tries a leg drop with the goggles and he misses. But it was wearing goggles.
God, it must suck to miss a leg drop, especially top rope.
So, Brian Christopher's got black gear on because he's turning heel, and he turns heel and he attacks Scott Hall, and Scott Hall doesn't give a fuck.
He just starts fighting everything.
He just fights.
At one point,
he just fights everyone.
Before that happened, I got really confused and asked, "Who's the legal man?" And all I got was "yes" as a response.
This is a completely random heel turn by Brian with no build-up.
Yep.
I swear that Brian Christopher has a second pair of goggles for the heel turn that are like evil goggles.
He's got evil goggles.
Yeah, I feel like, again, this feels like something they were going to do because X-Pac was supposed to be signed, but instead they got Brian Christopher.
He's like X-Pac if you squint. I don't know.
It's like X-Pac if you squint at him and don't wear your goggles.
And don't do a leg drop with your goggles. Jeff Jarrett wins. He takes a mic after hitting someone, or he takes a mic and just goes, "Fuck all you and fuck Toby Keith," and then he grabs
Jim Miller
and fuck Jim Miller, and he grabs the fucking trophy and he hits someone with it, and it breaks the bowling trophy.
Starts smashing the bowling trophy.
Then they put Scott Hall on a stretcher, and then Jarrett just dives off and hits him with an elbow. And then someone shouts about shoving Peter Jennings up his ass.
Yeah, Jarrett starts talking about Peter Jennings for some reason.
I like the part where Jarrett said he wanted to put Toby Keith on the stretcher. I'm like, please do, Jeff. I want to see that.
Yeah, fuck Toby Keith.
He we're getting towards the end. He's knocked Hall off the stretcher again, and he takes the stretcher padding off and starts hitting him with like the frame.
We're out of time.
But I wanted him to hit Hall with the padding.
Yeah.
Padding.
So apparently is this part of Jarrett's gimmick to cut a promo every time he's out in the ring area, whether he's wrestling or not?
No, I just think he likes to hear himself talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically.
I saw the sign, "Hey yo, where did I put my beer?" And I'm going, that fan knows about Hall's problem of abuse.
That's mean. There was a Get Well Brett sign, which was nice.
Yeah,
and
this
a
is
sign with
when Brett had a stroke, right?
Yeah.
I saw the sign with the word sports entertainment crossed out, and just below it the word wrestling.
We watched wrestling penises and weird gay like parody wrestling and the dicks, and I know I mentioned that twice.
And two little people just beating each other with trash cans.
Yes.
This show is just drenched in sports entertainment.
You got a fucking NASCAR guy coming out and yelling at our truth.
Yeah.
Don't fucking talk like you're wrestling.
So, now for the really hard segment awards.
Well, first off, MVP to AJ Styles. That's pretty much a given.
Worked
tonight.
a fucking double.
Yeah.
Worked a double shot. Underrated, though, is going to be tough.
I have an underrated, but you guys are not going to believe me.
Okay.
I want to hear what you guys think first.
I feel like. Well, I want to guess. I'm going to guess that yours is the Johnsons.
Yes.
I kind of agree, but I'm not going to call them the Johnsons. They're the Shane twins. God damn it!
You know what? I'm gonna agree with them. Yes. I think
somehow the wrestling bandits have managed to win underrated.
They win underrated because they don't deserve this. They're clearly not. They're clearly not bad. They're competent wrestlers, and they're dressed as two dicks.
I want to.
How about sign of the night?
Go forward, I wanted to note that they never revealed who attacked Chris Harris, which I thought was a little bit odd. They implied the Express did it, but I don't buy that.
I don't know why they would. I feel like the idea is like because they lost to the Express, or maybe because they lost like the last.
They lost last week.
They lost last week, or because they won the tournament match earlier, and the Rainbow Express wanted to take them out, so they got like.
Or James Storm had to go to jail because he brought live guns into an arena.
Or like because they won, like James Storm and Chris Harris won the match earlier, so maybe the Rainbow Express took them out so they could like get a guaranteed win or something.
I guess because they did beat them last week, but like. They didn't want to fight them again, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y segment, I'm going to go with Buff Bagwell's shoot promo.
Yeah, that fucking sucked.
That fucking sucked, and I don't get what they were going for.
I'm Marcus now.
Yeah, I'm Marcus now.
Yeah, that...
Wrestling sucks. I hate it.
That made no sense for him.
No one likes me. No one likes Buff Bagwell. He sucks. You know, he's probably fucking told to say that, and it just was stupid.
And trust me, picking a Y segment was tough because I could have equally gone with the fucking, Francine making Ed Ferrara grope her.
Or I wanted to say the main event was all right if it weren't for the dusty finish swerve with the heel turn.
The fucking Buff Bagwell turn, yeah. Or the Brian Christopher turn, yeah.
Whoops. This show
is bad.
There were bright spots
of WTF. I was just genuinely flummoxed by it. It reminded, watching this with the really shitty gimmicks they had, it reminded me of the New Generation era of WWF where everyone had a stupid gimmick.
Oh, like just a wrestling X career.
Yes.
Oh, look, it's the Repo Man, and oh, look, there's like a dump truck
the
guy.
New Generation, yeah.
And shit, here comes the
hockey player, the Goon.
Here's Mantar.
Oh, don't forget about Fantasio,
who was on our first TNA pay-per-view.
Yes.
He looked like Scott Steiner.
He did.
Yes. I generally don't know how they were able to keep this getting going even for as long as...
It is astounding that we are now almost 19 years in with this fucking company.
I'm Mike, the certified medical practitioner, and I'm gonna wrestle because it turns out I don't get paid a lot.
Wrestling dentist.
Yeah.
I just don't get how people can enjoy it.
And then there's Diesel. He's a truck.
I feel like AJ Styles is carrying this fucking company, dude.
Yeah. The brightest, yeah, it's the brightest.
He's probably
and
he's probably like 23 or some shit in this point.
Right? He is so young, and yet he is the best part of this show.
He's the only good thing going. I didn't want to seem like we were AJ Styles stans, but he's the only good thing we have.
And the second, I want to once again say the second best match of the show was the tag match, which I really wanted to like if it weren't for the gimmick of the Rainbow Express, which pissed me off.
Yeah,
sign of the week, just so we don't forget, Judy the Real Bagwell.
Yes. I think that about does it. I didn't do a count this week because I forgot.
Because we've got the It's South count and the Shut the Fuck Up Ed Ferrara count.
We might debut the Shut the Fuck Up Ed Ferrara account.
God, he is the worst.
Why is he so bad? I keep forgetting he's Oklahoma.
He's so bad.
So that's this week, Wrassleboys. We're available everywhere you can get a podcast, be it iTunes, Spotify. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter.
We have, of course, Wrassleboys Pod.
We don't have a Facebook because fuck Facebook.
Fuck that. No. We don't need that.
Do we have any other? Are we on any other shit?
We have our website, wrassleboyspod.wordpress.com.
Yeah, we do articles now.
We do articles. I do need to eventually finish up that one article I'm writing.
Yeah, you should.
Really should.
Do it. No, do it now.
Oh, God.
How should we sign off Wrassleboys this week?
Hold on. I got it.
Oh, no.
I'm kind of confused as to what's going on here.
Yes. Yeah, me too. Born in the